Every single year, I'm seeing more students, and everywhere is like overpopulated now. I mean, even when I came, we were like the largest at that moment. So like every year they are doubling their students, which is okay in terms of like the school economy and all those kind of things. But like for we students, more.
I have been in PAU since 2021, and to be honest, at that point where I was in PAU, I knew everybody in the school, in the sense that I'm a musician and I'm always in spaces where, you know, in spaces where I can socialize. So where I am right now, 2025, bro, it's like I see every single day I walk into PAU, I'm like, who is this? Who are these people? Who are these people? Who are these people? My class in 2021, when I came in mass comm, were just like 26. And right now, the average mass comm class is about 70 to almost 90 students. Imagine if my type of person was in that class. I would not be able to comfortably relate with the teacher.
I feel like PAU didn't make plans to accommodate how many students they were going to let in, because a lot of students didn't have accommodation. Like there were so many accommodation issues. Most people, there's a larger percentage of students that have to go off campus this semester. I'm sure I even have some friends, well, one friend actually, that deferred her admission just because her parents would not let her stay off campus.
What made me come to school? I think that was something that made me to come like late to school this semester, because I knew that the population was going to increase and there was this like social anxiety. And when I came out first, I was like, God, what is this? I just want to disappear.
The moment where it's very obvious that the population actually increases is when you go to the cafeteria by 1 and you're like, oh my God, it's just a lot. And yeah, I've noticed it. And now classes extend to the 6 because of the little classes, the little amount of classes we have, and now we have more students, which means they have to extend the time for classes. Also, when we want to speak about the hostels, when I go into PAU initially, there were not a lot of students who stayed off campus, but this semester the number of students that stay off campus is actually a lot, right? And yeah, so those things have actually, the population have actually affected those things, in my opinion.
My name is Ndubisi Chetachuku. I'm an ISMS student, 400 level, and I'm an off-campus student. I stay off-campus. Yes, I've noticed like a lot of changes in classes. Like, you know, normally when you have your class, like you can stay for a while, then, you know, probably there's a break. But this one, maybe you're finishing class, another class is coming inside, you get. So the population is just crazy, and the infrastructures are now small to take care of the population. So yes, definitely. Sometimes you want to study and people just feel like, okay, the library is the place for them. But right now, because of, you know, because of how like everyone is like everywhere, and a lot of students are in school, and the library is not sufficient, it's not big enough to take students, it's just like a lot. For example, I used to stay in hostel from 100 level to my 300 and 400, everything just changed. I haven't moved per se because the hostel is still under construction. My current accommodation status is off campus, and it's not what I planned for. I always wanted to stay on campus. Because I think this off-campus life is quite, there's another, is it, I don't know the word, there's another thing to it, I'm not so used to it, but right now, like, I have to live through it, and I've accepted that reality. It's obviously not something I want. I'm in my 400 level. I need a place that, because right now, I'm looking at, okay, when will I go home? Like, I'm looking at the road, everywhere is not safe, you know, you have to look out for yourself. And you know, it has really affected me. Sometimes I want to stay behind to do my project and finish it, but I can't. I'm looking at the road, I'm looking at the time and things like that. So no, it's not helping matters at all. But yeah, that's my current reality. I came like before school opened to just check the place out, and everywhere was like very incomplete. I'm like, how is this thing going to be complete before students are coming? And things like that. But when I came back, I heard that thing wasn't completed. They told me that week that we resumed that it was going to be completed. My dear, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the hostel. So that's the situation around it. Recent news I got was the thing was going to be open November 1st or 2nd. My dear, what's the date? This is November 19th and we are still waiting. So I even got to a point I had to meet student affairs to ask, okay, so what's the situation? What's the way forward? and they were like, I don't want to mention any name, but the person was like, the people themselves that are building the hostel, they don't know when the hostel is opening. So what am I hearing, from the management, like from people in management, that okay, it's going to be open next week. Next week will come, they'll say next week and things like that. I did fight the reality for a while. I will usually come back very drained. I'll just be pissed off just because of my mind wasn't settled. And I wasn't productive at all. So that's what just came with, me fighting the reality. So I just accepted it and probably ask God, not even probably, ask God, what am I supposed to learn from this? Being like displaced, let me put it that way, this 400 level, I haven't been able to, my academics, has it really affected it? I haven't been able to read like that, let me put it that way, because where I'm staying currently, like there's light issues. So I'm always coming to school with heavy stuff and, having to charge my killing, going back and, use everything up and come back again the next day. I try and read in the library before I go home. And even though I go home, like I try to rest a bit, then read with the little, battery I have left on my either phone or laptop. And that's basically, I've been trying my best to be productive actually.
A day in my life right now. If I have a 9 a.m. class, if I was on campus, I'll probably wake up by 7:30 or even 8 o'clock. But now, because I'm off campus, I wake up by 6:45 to get ready.
I try to wake up early, then pray. I would say this has helped with me waking up way early so I can meet up with classes.
In that hotel that I'm staying, there's no hot water. So I have to bathe with cold water. And the water, oh Jesus Christ, it's so cold. Like I said, they dropped ice inside that thing. Do you get it? So I have to dance more before I bathe.
Then I come to school for classes. Then when I was on campus, I wouldn't have to, wait in school because I know I have light in hostel. So I'll go to hostel, at least rest and, read either in my room because I loved reading in my room, or come to the library if it was needed. Then I'll go back to the hostel. But right now I'll have to stay in school till 9th. Then before going, because I have to charge my stuff and things like that.
Then around 6, I make sure to leave school around 6:30 to get back because Nigeria is not that safe. So just try to do your best to be safe and all that. I don't want someone to come and capture me and be telling me, oh, you need to bring this amount of money, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's basically. And if I was on campus, I would stay even up to 11 self. I can still stay in school. I know that nothing is going to happen to me. At first, I wanted to stay in pro hostel, but like I said, it got filled up quickly. So Miss Betta, who is like the management in the hostel, said that okay, there's this new hostel, right, and it will soon be ready. What we are waiting for is the school to give us the go ahead and everything. So we didn't know that they were not even done with the building. So all I thought was like, okay, maybe 2 weeks, PU give go ahead and like we'll move in now. So that's how I came to school. And then we now found out that they were still building the place and they were just going to do the ground floor. I mean, I'm waiting for a hostel. So my reaction, I was like, what am I going to do now? Shall I not be staying in this place for like how long? And I've been in that hotel now. Like how many weeks now? 5 or 6 weeks? Yeah, 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks now. My mental health is like going like this now at this point because going to like waking up in the morning, I'm like, so this is how I'm going to be living my life for now, Sha. Because I mean, I'm not used to hard life. I'm not used to hard life. The whole traveling from Lagos to Ibadan, and I'm using public transport to save costs. It's really draining because inside one small space like this, they squeeze like 4 human beings, and then I'm being squeezed. I feel like I've even reduced weight safe because of the whole traveling and everything. And in terms of academics, to read safe is difficult if I'm being honest, because all I want to do is sleep. I just want to sleep to regain all the strength that I have been losing, and I'm still losing more strength. I think if they know that they are going to admit more students, right, they should create space for that. For example, now in PU we only have 2 buildings, and then it's supposed to house how many students? Like, it doesn't make any bloody sense. No offense, Sha. So like it doesn't make sense now. They're supposed to build, at least we should have more buildings. The space should be created, like where people should live and all that. I mean, how many students and we have how many hostels? Like, it doesn't make sense. Even the boys hostel, apparently I heard that a 4-man room was converted to 6, or is it 8-man room? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Hi, my name is Mensa Emmanuel Olajide. I'm a 300 level computer science student. I stay off campus. Sisters were in PAU, and so my dad got an apartment for both of them, so I had to stay with them when I got into PAU. So that was why I was off campus. And when they left, he was like, I'm sorry, that's where you're going to stay. And so I had no expectation of coming on campus this session, and so there was actually nothing surprising for me to still be off campus. Yeah.
So for the record, you've always been off campus?
Yeah, I've always been off campus.
Okay, thank you.
I would not really call it an association, not like a community. It started when PAU introduced something called resident assistants, and I was part of the initial set of the resident assistants. And these were people that were in charge of residential areas. And so since they were hostels and they were resident assistants for hostels, so we stayed off campus, we did not have a community or a group how to monitor people that stay off campus too. And so what we did was we decided to collate the names of people that stay off campus and then create a group for us. And so that is how the group was created. And then we had events and wanted everybody to be part of it, everybody that stays off campus. And that was how the group was actually created. But then as time moved on, there were students that would just send messages on the group, oh, if you are going to this place, the road is blocked. If you are going to this place, the road is blocked. And the community started growing like that, and we started having interactions like that. So last December we had our first event actually, and it was an outing to the beach. So we had a beach party, and it was sponsored by the school, but then it was just for everybody off campus, and we had a great time. It was actually a moment where we all came together and shared our experiences, how it has been staying off campus and the challenges we've been facing. And I think that event was one thing that even bonded us closer, because we now knew each other more and were able to interact better.
Have you heard of like the off-campus association, the group chat or community?
Maybe I've heard of it in passing when I was on campus, like when I stayed on campus. I think I've heard that they had like a group chat, but I don't know there. I don't know what they do there. I don't know what's going on.
Definitely, I would say we do have that. A practical example was during the rave. This was the freshers week that just finished, right? And there were students that actually wanted to attend the gathering. And so somebody just posted it on the group and was like, who is going to attend? Let's attend together and leave together, because we'll be leaving late and it's very unsafe at that time. And a good number of them actually stick together and they enjoyed themselves, and going home they went together. Another time was when there was an accident, if I can remember very well, along the Ibeju road. So somebody sent the message on the group that if you are going that way, you should leave earlier. And so just looking out for one another, making sure everyone is all right.
And thank God there's a community that's now looking out for each other. I didn't have that when I was off campus. I had some of my friends who were what's it called, off campus with me, and we find a way to connect and try to make it to school and solve all those issues together as we can. But it wasn't really a community. It's more of like, okay, a way of me solving problems, calling a friend and all of that. No, I'm glad to hear now that there's a community, there's a group chat. Nothing. I felt like I was just talking out life on my own and all of that. So yeah.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Olanio Abatimidara. I'm currently studying business administration, 200 level, and I'm in Trinidad hostel. I think because of the population, how the population has increased in PAU, Trinidad had to accommodate more students, because now there are people that are coming, there are actually more people, so they, offered out rooms. So I know that Trinidad sold out what they did not have. I wouldn't speak on that, so that's just like this person said. I don't want to quote anybody, I'm not sure, but I'm sure that they sold what they didn't have, and that affected too many people. They were even building, like they were still constructing while we were resuming. They were calling people. They called me. I was supposed to resume on the Saturday. School started Monday. I was supposed to come Sunday night. They called me to tell me not to come until Wednesday. But I was like, but I'll miss 2 classes. But like, I didn't really care now. It was okay, just 2 classes. It's okay, I'll come. And then I still come. They kept me waiting in the lounge area. That's like the common room of the hostel. I came to the hostel by 11:30 something. I don't know the exact time. They kept me waiting from 11:30 something till 9 p.m. in the night, just in the common room. My luggage out, my buckets, my everything, my boxes, just there beside, sitting down there waiting. And nobody made any move to like there was no apology, there was no remorse, there was no, oh, we're sorry, just bear with us, this is going on. They were like not communicating. There was nothing. We were just there. I was looking at them, they were looking at me. Like, I had to now almost like start paranoid, like, oh my god, you guys, what's going on? Like, am I going to get my bed space? She was saying, we told you not to come, but you can't, like after paying, like, if you didn't have, don't offer me to pay, because I called and they were pressuring me to pay because, oh, it will soon be booked out, and then I paid and I'm here and you're telling me, oh, just bear with us, and then they put me in a temporary room. Apparently, the room they put me in was a 3-man room, which I paid for, but they kept on telling me that, oh, it wasn't, this is not my room, that is assigned to someone else, but the person hasn't resumed, right? So I should just stay here. Now, on that single bed, I had to share with my friend, who was also in the hostel that paid for a down bunk. We started sleeping on a single bed together. This happened for the rest of the week. Mind you, I was supposed to resume Saturday, but because they told me not to come until Wednesday, I think it was 1st of October, the public holiday we had, first week of resumption, that was when I came. I'm not sure if it was a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not sure. I think it was a Wednesday, yeah. I came on Wednesday. They were still doing the whole thing. They kept me in the common room from 11. Then, okay, we now started sharing the bed together. So throughout that week till Saturday, nothing. I was sharing that bed with my friend. My luggage was still in the common room. Anytime I want to get ready in the morning, I have to go get my towel, my skincare products, my stuff, run to the room where I was staying. Like, I didn't move in. I was living like a thief after paying 2.5 million naira in full. Like, we're not owing. There was nothing. They were not remorseful. They didn't care until I had to call my parents. Like, my auntie is my legal guardian basically. So she drove down on Sunday. We waited 30 minutes. Nothing was happening. Like, my auntie started getting like agitated. Like, what sort of rubbish is this now? After paying money. So she started to like shout. Nothing happened. My auntie was like, you know what? Since they are not going to assign it to us, it's Nigeria. We'll help ourselves. So it was me, my auntie, and some of my friends that we started carrying my load from the common room into a room that we just entered. Then the lady now came and said, but this room is assigned to someone. So my auntie now said, that's what I was speaking to you about. Do you have a room where she can stay and be comfortable? It was the assistant and I said, oh, we have a 4-man room upstairs that she can stay there. We got there, everything settled. I settled down. It was calm. It was fine. We were 4 in the room. Good and fine. We started living. Mind you, this is not my permanent. This is not meant to be my permanent room because this is not what I paid for. It's just prior to when they can solve my problem. So I'm there now. I'm chilling. 2 weeks go by. 2.5 weeks go by. I'm constantly going downstairs to like remind them, okay, what's going on? Now, in this room that he puts me in, when I enter, it was just bunks. The bathroom, there was no bulb. The toilet, the WC, it wasn't flushing. Yeah, there was no wardrobe. The AC wasn't working. The fan wasn't working. There was no fan. So it's not even a case of not working. It was just a room with 2 bunk beds. And then when after I think they brought the fan 2 days later, they brought 1 fan for 4 people to share. Mind you, these are bunks, do you get? So like, it's only the down people that the fan will really get to. Thank God I picked to be down. This morning, we had water issues. I didn't have my bag for coming to school today. I had to rush to school, go back, and still come back. Like, we didn't have water. Right now, there's no gas in 3 wings of the kitchen. There's no water in 1. It's just horrible. All of us in that particular room didn't pay for what we like. I paid for a single bed. Somebody else paid for up bunk 3-man room. Somebody else paid for down bunk 3-man room. Somebody else paid for 2-man room. They just put all of us in the 4-man room. Temporary now, cool. But this was 5th week. Nothing had changed. I kept on writing emails to student affairs. They will come, they will lie to them, and then they will leave. I had to complain. I had to write emails. I had to go around the hostel begging people to write emails with me so they can see how important this is, because at some point it felt like my email alone wasn't enough. I had to look for other people to write emails with me. And then this time around, it was not me and my friend. We went to the student affairs personally with videos and everything to show them. So I think when student affairs came to the hostel, they now asked for me and my friend specifically to come and show them everything that was going on. So we took them around the hostel. We were doing hostel job. From when student affairs now intervened, it was like it took about 2.5 weeks again before they now started fixing things. So they now fixed the AC, they brought a different fan, they fixed the light bulbs because we only had one bulb out of like 4 bulbs, plus the toilet bulb too. They fixed it. They fixed the WC, and then they brought wardrobes for us. But even the wardrobe they brought, it's different because like they just brought something we could manage, and it still was there this week. Sorry, what week is this?
Week 10.
Week 10. That's still the wardrobe we're using. We don't have a lock. We just closed the door. We don't have a lock. Week 10, no lock. Still not in my permanent room. Another thing they did was giving people different prices, and they were so strategic with it because they didn't have a listed price list. There was no place on their website where they had a price list that was like, okay, you say this is price list for Treasure Dell. There was no price list. So the only way you get the price list is when you call them, and it could be anybody. Like I said, they change their management every week. So it's like, and someone can call you and tell you, oh, it's 2.5, oh, it's 2.2. I'm talking millions though. 2.5, 2.2 is 3M. So people have different prices that they paid for. Someone paid for 1.8, but she's on a single bed. I paid 2.5, but I'm on a bunk. Like everybody it's just like bullocks. Like everybody does not, like, there's no allocation for anything that's right. Everybody just paid anything and they got anything. Do you get? So that, like, there was just poor management. Like it wasn't. That too was part of the things I wrote about that I noticed in the hostel. I'm not surprised. It was never a good hostel from the start. There was always one issue or the other, but it had never been like this much. And I feel like it was this much because they took more than like what they could, take. Like they over accepted students that they could not accommodate or they could not provide for. That was why they didn't plan properly. Management didn't sit down to be like, we're doing 300 students, this and this needs to be put in place, this needs to suffice. It was just like it came to them, like, like I said, also because PAU's population increased, and then there was large markets. People were probably calling, oh, do you have room space, so they were like, okay, jackpot now, let's cash out. So they started like just bringing people in, and yeah, I guess that was what happened, because that's what it seems like, because they were never this bad.
What was the worst part about this experience?
The whole hostel experience, I feel like it was when I had to share like bed space, and then when they moved my things without my attention, like they started taking my luggage downstairs because they wanted me to stay in another room. Yeah, that was just very, because I now had to move my things back, because why would you touch my stuff when I'm not around? Yeah, I think that was my worst experience.
I'll say for next session, at least they should have 2 hostels ready, like built or completed, to avoid this unnecessary drama, because I know that they will admit more students again next year, maybe up to 1,000 self. So they need to provide the proper like infrastructure and all that now to accommodate all these students. So this kind of wahala will not be around again.
One thing I love about PAU is that they actually do listen to their students. There was a whole complaint about there being, because of the admission of so many students on campus. We were complaining that there are only 3 keke rides available for us to use as transport to school, and then right now there are 5 kekes available. And then before, we complained about chilling spots, those wooden benches and other stuff that wasn't enough. And I came back to school this semester and they've added more.
What I would actually suggest is, first of all, if more hostels cannot be built, because that's like a long-term project, another thing that can be done is getting apartments very close to the school, where students that are not able to get hostels can just reach out to, so it's easier, instead of you looking for a separate private agent to look for an apartment for you, and then the place might not be it. So yeah, I think school can perform better in that aspect.
The school should have partnered with Amen Estates, at least to just secure something. So it's not like people are not going around like through people getting cheated and so they will know, okay, they have this place for themselves and for students. You get? So I think that's something that the school should have done.
You as a band, please build hostels. Please rent out space, build hostels. The current hostels, please have internal involvement in the management and everything. We're honestly very surprised because they didn't. I don't think they were aware. That's the thing. I feel like they should have been aware. They should be involved somewhere or the other before resumption. Go rounds, know who the current management is. Like there should be rules, standard rules. Like okay, do accommodate more than so should, like if you have 300 rooms, do accommodate more than 300. Have a list of the students in the hostel, like just I don't know, just random hostel checks and stuff like that. Yeah.
For accommodation and better accommodation references in the future, I see more buildings put in the school just to house their students, other than infrastructures too that should be added for their students to make use of, and not just make use of, feel free while doing it. Like a lot of imagine there are so many options of cafeteria that if this side is filled up, this side is filled up, then I can go here. And imagine if this hostel is sold out, this hostel is sold out, this hostel is for you. I see PAU having a lot of that. They're still growing and they're trying their best and they're doing well. So I do see a setting in PAU where we have like over 5,000 students, and yes, everybody is fully accommodated, cared for, and all these problems are not really what the problem is at that time. And they've not just added more, they brought out some chairs too and tables from class to put in some sides of the school where at least people can see if I'm not in the lab, I can sit down at this spot, still study, enjoy the Wi-Fi, still being in school without having to do this and do that. So yes, PAU does listen. So I'm saying, if we're trying to complain about the stress of being off campus and basically the stress of adapting to this whole new accommodation setting that PAU has now been doing to admit more students as the community is growing, they should as well grow their infrastructures, their building and everything to accommodate these students.
So if you could speak directly to the authorities about these issues, what would you say to them?
To the authorities, I'll say, this is crisis. This is a problem that's ongoing, or even if this is a problem that students have been. I'm not just the only one. I discuss with my friends and they see it in that perspective. So they should look into these problems and try to do what they can do to best accommodate all these issues and solve it and make living experiences easier for the Pan Atlantic University community, not just students.